Alright, how's it going everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more Undisputed. So I just felt like doing some prize fights today. See what the daily challenges are like. And I've got a little bit of rambling on my mind, I must admit, when it comes to this game. If you recall, a couple of weeks back... Actually, let me just see what I'm doing here. We'll just work through them in order. I don't know. Fuck it, doesn't matter. Just go through them in order, just gameplay while I talk over the top. Excuse me. So a couple of weeks ago, if you remember, I put up a video saying that this game is bombing already in its early access state, and it sort of is. And what I meant by that was players are getting bored because there's not really much to do, and there's really not. You know, you can only do these sort of challenge fights. You can just do a normal quick offline match, or you can jump into online matches, be it ranked or unranked. So there's not really much to do at this stage, and I got attacked for that, like, fucking massively, for critiquing the game. Not only just like there's nothing to do, but also like core foundational sort of faults in the game, like with damage mechanics and stamina mechanics. There's no payoff for well-placed counters or making your opponent gas. All that, I've said it all before, I'm not going to fucking repeat it. And more people, if you know what I'm talking about, if you spent any amount of time with this game, you already know what I mean, and you probably agree with me. And what do you know? Some of the top combat sports YouTubers like Prioxis, Martial Mind recently put out a video saying he was bored of the game, and you didn't need to be a brain surgeon to know that was the case. You know what I mean? It's like he put a video out a couple of weeks ago with the title in his thumbnail, asking his audience, "Are you bored of Undisputed?" Now, if you've got half a brain in your head, you know he's not really asking his audience, are they bored? He's subconsciously asking himself the question, am I bored of this game? And the answer back then for him was yes. Like, what he wants to hear is his audience say, oh no, keep coming with the Undisputed content, because a lot of combat sports content creators like Martial Mind and like Prioxis, who's also stepped away a little bit from the game. He's kind of gone back to UFC 4, even though he put out a video saying, I'm done with UFC 4, it's all about Undisputed now. Like, those YouTubers are kind of like, they were banking on this game to sort of give the channel, like, take the channel to the next level, you know what I mean? And now that it's starting to eat shit a little bit, the game, they're like, I'm back with the UFC 4 content, guys, if you want to come back. And you see a lot of people in the comments section are like, yeah, fucking Undisputed shit, stick with UFC 4, that's what we want. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to change up the content, but it's like they were banking on this game being really good. And now that at least they're honest enough to say it's actually boring them. You know what I mean? But like I say, you didn't have to be a brain surgeon to see that boredom was setting in. But I reached that conclusion a couple of weeks ago. Not just boredom because there's nothing to do, but because the game is is fucked at a foundational level. You know, with the certain mechanics and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about any of the online. I'm aware of all the online problems, like the cheaters or the sort of the desync abusers who I mean, that's all fucked. If you go online to be sitting at the top of a leaderboard for cheating, there's something mentally wrong with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get why you'd want to do that. I really don't get it. And it happens in every game. There's no game out there where there's some kind of online exploit and people are sitting at the top due to an online. It happens across the board. You're never ever going to stop it. It's going to go on till we're not around no more. You're never going to fix that issue. People are going to find exploits and they're going to use them to sit at the top of leaderboards. It's just the way it is. We're never ever going to stop it. I don't agree with it, but it's just you can't do nothing about it. So that's why I don't play online. I don't trust people to play legitimately online. That's why I'm not an online player. I know people do play legit online. There is those honourable people out there, but I'm nearly in my 40s now. I'm nearly hitting 4. I'm 39 in April. I can't be arsed with online shit. I've always been an offline gamer anyway. But yeah, Martial Mind looked fucking depressed in his video. Like, he looked fed up with that fucking game. You could see it on his face, you know. He's normally like smiling through his videos. He's got like, you know, high energy and all that shit and positive vibes and all that bullshit. But he couldn't keep it together for that video. Fucking hell, he looked miserable playing Undisputed. I don't fucking blame him either. But he did, so he had some, he had some points about the online and things like that, and like similar to what I was saying about the exploits and people, doing this, that, and the other to get wins, and it's all fucked. But a take that he had, which was a bit dumb, and I didn't agree with. He was like, "Oh, just fucking add new boxes to the game. I'd like to see people like Jake Paul and other boxers," and I think that's a stupid idea. If you're the kind of person that thinks adding new boxes to the game is gonna fix things, it's not fixing shit. It's just adding more shit to the game. First, yeah, by all means, I want to see new boxes added to the game eventually, but get the core foundation of the game squared away first. Get it all tip top and working properly, and get the damage all done properly, and the stamina and the a vulnerability system that actually means something in the game. Get it all, like, get some of these fucking dreadful animations sharpened up a little bit. Get the commentary better. The commentary's fucking god-awful in this game. It doesn't even line up to what's going on screen half the time. Get all of that sorted first. Get the foundation of the house secure first before you start adding extensions and garages and fucking balconies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, get the core foundation. I'm trying to give you like an analogy in the boxer world. Have you walked into a boxing gym as a brand new, you'd never thrown a punch before in your life, and you walk into a boxing gym and you're like, "Oh, teach me how to do a fucking, an overhand right and a four-punch combination." Like, the coach is going to look at you and say, "Well, first of all, we need to get your feet in place first. We need to get your footwork down. You need to know how to move your feet and stand properly before you even throw a punch. And then we move on to the jab, like the basic punch in all of boxing. That is the foundation. Everything comes off. Learn that, the basics first. The people with the brains in their head listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about. Get the solid foundation set first. Don't just start adding, "Oh, here's Jake Paul, everyone," because that leads into this cyclical stupidity. It's like, so the fans will stomp their feet and say, we need Jake Paul in the game, we need KSI, we need vintage boxers like Marvin Hagler and blah blah blah. And then the devs hear that, they hear all these complaints on social media, and they're like, "We'll just add all these boxes that the community have been asking for," and then they add them, and then the community are like, "See, the devs listen to what we want. This is a great dev team." But what the devs are really doing is look over here, everyone. Look over here. There's new boxes for the game, but meanwhile, there's no damage system, or the stamina system's all fucked, or all that hard work you do making your opponent miss leads to nothing. Do you know what I mean? Adding boxes is just like adding garnish. It's just fucking garbage. Yeah, get it all added down the line. I want to play as a bunch of different boxes, even though, let's be honest, they all play the fucking same. Let's be real. Let's not be delusional. Yeah, they might stand a little bit different. They might throw a couple of punches different from the other person, but they all play the same way. You know what I mean? Let's not fucking let's not sugarcoat it and call it something that it's not. They all play relatively the same. So it doesn't matter how many new boxes. You could add 1,000 new boxes to this game, and it's still going to play the way it is now. You need to change the way it plays to a certain degree. Like I say, damage, stamina, fucking all this shit. I've said it a million times. I'm not gonna say it again. I'm not gonna die on a hill for this game. Fucking hell. If they choose to keep going this way with it, then I'll just bail on it. You know what I mean? There's a new Fight Night eventually gonna drop. And like I said in the other video, no one's gonna play this shit once Fight Night drops. But I want it to be a good. I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt, Steel City, and pull through and actually make a solid boxing game. I think people just flat out don't want to hear that I'd like this to do well, but it's not doing well, let's be honest. And I don't. Yeah, it's an early access. I'm sick of saying it, and there's time to improve. And what'll probably happen is down the line, the devs layer. They'll see that people are leaving this game and they're getting bored, and the devs will be under pressure, and they'll be like, "Shit, we have to add something quick to keep people interested in. Why don't we drop the career mode? Let's put the career mode in. It's probably not going to be finished, but we'll add it in." And then all those people who've got early access like myself, they're going to play the career mode. And then whenever the game gets a full release down the line, all the early access people who will have played the career mode a bunch and were like, "Well, we've played it. You released it too early." So the only people that are actually going to enjoy the career mode are the people who get it when the game launches, and then they start experiencing career mode for the first time. So I don't know whether the devs will release career mode early, because all these people playing early access will already be bored of it by the time the game comes out. I don't know, might be wrong on that one, but it's a possibility. Like, there's only so many fucking career modes you can play, do you know what I mean? Like any mode in the game, there's only... You just get burnout with anything. Well, like I say, I want this to do well. There's definitely potential there. But like I say, the devs will probably realise there's a big amount of pressure on them, and they might be forced to release something in the near future. And I really hope it's not just additional boxes. I really hope it's not. Oh look, by the way, we just added. Here's Mike Tyson. You all like Mike Tyson, don't you? Now shut up and stop complaining because we've just added Mike Tyson. I hope they don't do that, because that's what they'll probably do, just to keep whiny people from fucking complaining on social media. Like, and that'll be enough. They'll be like, oh, thank God, they all shut up now because we just added fucking Mike Tyson. But meanwhile, like I say, there's core fundamentals that need addressing. But I keep saying, maybe they've got no desire to address any of it. Maybe this is the game that they want to put out. We all can't have it our own way. You know, we've all got our ideal boxing game in our head, and for some people this might be it for them. This is like the perfect boxing game, and for others it's like this is not what I wanted. You can't please everyone, so this might be the model that they're actually going with. But yeah, I mean, if you've been following the channel, the past couple of Undisputed videos I uploaded, I didn't put any commentary on it because I just thought, well, I've ran out of things to say. You know, I've said all what I wanted to say, and I'd rather just say nothing at all than just repeat myself in videos. So that's why I've not been doing any commentary over these last couple of vids on this game. I've said all I've needed to say.
This fight could not be any closer, could it, Johnny? It's too hard to split. Do you listen to your head or your heart?
Yeah, it just blew me mind. It's like all the things that I was saying in the video where I was saying the game was bombing, and the amount of fucking abuse I got in my comment section from like verbal diarrhea from fucking Oblivion NPCs in the fucking comment section. Not everyone, some people were sound, but 90% of those comments were just fucking verbal diarrhea while the fucking Oblivion music plays in the background.
Which fighter's gonna get caught first?
But it just, when Martial Mind or Prioxis says it, everyone's like, oh, preach it, brother, preach it, you're so right, no one else says these things but you. It's like, fuck off, there's people out there saying it way before they are. You know, and at the end of the day, we're all saying the same things, but for some reason, some people get attacked for it and others don't. Like another content creator who's gone AWOL with this game for the past 12 days is Studdy. You know, Studdy's, I wouldn't call him like a massive YouTuber, he's trying to grow his channel, but he's been grooming his channel for the last 2 years for this game. Like, if you go back through it, he's played other games, he's played UFC 4, he's played Undisputed 3, he's played some indie boxing games, but his main focus on his channel is combat sports games, and for the past 2 years, he's been covering Undisputed content and its developments, right, even before Early Access dropped, you know what I mean? So he wants this to be like a big selling point, a staple point of his channel, and I'm guessing the reason he's not uploaded for 12 days is probably because of burnout. He's trying so hard, like uploading every day to get people to watch his content with this game, and it's not doing all that great because the fan base is dying off, and he's had to take a break for 12 days because YouTube burnout's a thing. I experienced that a lot. Other content creators will tell you the same. It's a real thing. And when you're pinning all your hopes on it being the saving grace for your channel, and it doesn't end up that way, it demoralises you a little bit. And you know, this game could turn around at any minute and start doing well. It only takes like a good update with actual meaningful updates and significant changes to actually get this game back in the favour of the public. So, you know, I hope everything's alright with Studdy. I always get concerned when you see people disappear for a bit. But my brain kind of goes to that default place. It's like, oh, they're probably just burnt out to the max and they just need to step away. Well, because that's not good for anyone's mental health. I can contest to that. Constant YouTube burnout just fucking destroys your mental health. But it was another thing that Martial Mind said as well, sorry, that pissed me off. It wasn't in his board of Undisputed video. It was one a couple of days back. I think he was talking about, you know, UFC 5 rumors or something like that. And he just mentioned in his casually in his conversation, you know, he's like, I'm a EA game changer. You know, like he's some kind of fucking rock star. It's like, let me tell you this. It's like, there's no, just because you're a fucking game changer and they might fly you to the fucking EA headquarters at some place across the world and you think, oh, they paid for me flight, I got to stay at a decent hotel and I got early access to the game. Like, EA game changer just means EA are using your channel to promote their game. You get early access to their content, so you can upload videos earlier than anyone else. And then people go and rush to your channel because you've got access to that game before anyone else. And it's just basically advertising the game. And then everyone sits in the comment section going, I can't wait for this game to come out. I'm so hyped for UFC 5. And, oh, you're a game changer. Like, tell me one thing any game changer has ever changed for the better in any of these titles. None of it. They're just getting used by the developers. If you don't believe that, go and ask fucking Battlefront Updates. If you know who that is. He was a Battlefront 2 YouTuber who EA just used his fucking channel to promote the game. They even put his YouTube videos in the main menu of the game for like tips and tricks and all that shit. And his channel's fucking dead now. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's still trying to fucking plug away uploading Star Wars content. They just use you. These devs just use you. Like Studdy's another. Like Studdy got early access to the early access of Undisputed. You know, he got the he got access to the game by just a couple of hours. And the one thing, like, the early access people, like, I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know if they're under any kind of contract. I'm assuming they are. I'm assuming they get contracted to make so many videos. You know, they always have the EA Game Changers logo. This video brought to you by EA Game Changers. You know, that I feel like that's a thing contractually that they have to do. Otherwise, they don't get fucking paid. And also, one thing that they're not going to do is offer too much criticism. Like, they're not going to outright say to you, oh, UFC 5's garbage, guys, don't buy it. Because that's EA. EA will just go, well, that's you not being a game changer no more. We'll just axe you from the contract. And then the uploader is aware of that, like the YouTube, and they're like, please don't take me game changer status away from me. I'll just say, you know, I'll give a little bit of criticism here and there, like things like, can we have new fighters added to the game? But they won't outright criticise the game and say, this is terrible, blah, 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 because they're afraid of having their status revoked. And I feel like Studdy's in that boat as well. Like, yeah, they'll put out criticism videos, like, my top 5 things I don't like about Undisputed. But it's not ever too serious, you know what I mean? To the point where it says, look, if this doesn't get fixed, I'm walking away from this game, and you should too. Like, they don't go to that extreme. They're all like, oh, hopefully they'll fix things, hopefully this, hopefully that. I'm sick of seeing that word all over fucking the comments section. Hopefully. I mean, bless yous, like, it's adorable that a lot of yous have got hope, but a lot of people don't look at it realistically, like, and how it's, like, most likely to pan out. How fucking tall this girl is, by the way. Fucking only just don't look at the size discrepancy here. Ebony Bridges is tiny compared to this girl.
If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, someone can take you out with a simple jab.
Oh, big uppercut there. But yeah, just Marshall talking about his game changer state. I'm a game changer. It's like, you ain't changing shit, kid. You ain't changing anything. Like, I like Marshall. He seems like a nice lad. But some of the things that he says, I don't know. I think shit like that can go to your head a little bit. You know, when you're a game changer and you've got access to this, and like, the developers ain't listening to shit that you say. They're really not. They're just like, shut up, play the game, upload your content, get more eyes on our product, and get us making more money. That's what a game changer does for the company.
Nobody home with that hook.
And you get people in the comments saying to the game changers, can you pass this on to EA, and like, there's a bug here, and can you pass it on to EA? And they're like, yeah, I'll pass that on. Like, imagine if you went into like an EA Game Changers roundtable with the devs, and you sat there going to like the director of fucking, I don't know, social marketing or whatever, like the marketing team, and then you give them all this negative feedback, and they just go, oh yeah, we'll take that on board. And then as soon as they get out the fucking conference room, they just screw the paper up and throw it in the fucking bin. Like, we're not fucking changing any of that shit. Sometimes I think bugs and shit, or bad, let's say, just shitty, fucking, what's the word I'm trying to think of? I'm blanking on the word. So things like bugs or just shitty mechanics might be deliberately left in game sometimes because it means all of us go on social media and start crying about it. You know what I mean? It's like they deliberately don't fix things on purpose to keep the game in a kind of like perpetual state of like, oh, we'll get round to fixing it eventually. Trust us, guys, trust us. And before you know it, the next game's out 2 years later. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, otherwise, every game would be fucking all boxed off and perfect. Like, or you're never going to get a game completely perfect. But, like, sometimes I think that they're deliberately left in these perpetual states of, like needing to be fixed in some areas. I don't know. Need to keep an eye on my body health, taking some shots to the body. Having to get in close because Bridges is giving up that height advantage. Oh, nice uppercut to the body there. This pursuit's fucking massive for a... Oh, big left hook there. Oh, nice knockdown animation there. Fucking got turned to stone. At least my mouthpiece came out, I guess. Bit of physics. It actually worked there. I'm seeing that a lot lately with the knockdowns. Just standing there frozen, like... I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of shit that needs fucking sorting in this game. Let's be real. Let's not get delusional about it, everyone. You don't know boxing. Well, guess what? You don't know fucking boxing games. I might not know boxing, but I know a fucking good combat sports game when I see one. And this is not it at the moment. You don't know boxing. It's not boxing. It's a boxing video game, and they're not the same. Don't care what you fucking say.
Promised us great action. They didn't give it to us in that round. Just a little fact finder, that's all it was. And they're back at it again here in round 8.
No, yeah, Marshall won't see this video, but if you watch him, mate, it's like, I don't mean any disrespect. So you know, you seem like a nice lad, but just some of the takes that you gave were just fucking... They weren't good ones, but I feel your frustrations with the game. I'm feeling it myself, and a lot of other people are too.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake. That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Oh, nice counter right hand there.
Just missed with that big right hand.
I haven't even been paying attention to pretty much any of this fight since I've been talking.
That left lands. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow. Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
That thing is still happening as well. When you're up close like this, sometimes you can't move backwards. You get like stuck, which is just weird. I don't know why that's happening.
She scores with that right.
Oh, that uppercut.
That jab got her. This round's still up for grabs with just... Is Delphine Pursuit gonna go?
She's gonna survive. Got to her. Managed to hit her.
No surprises. We get a unanimous decision there. What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big
so yeah,
lesson.
a lot of people walking away from this game. I'm sure the next fucking distraction update will bring people back. Oh, look, we've added such and such. Come back to the game, everyone. Not good enough. Get the core fundamentals squared away. You know what I'm talking about. Damage, stamina, hit registration, being able to move backwards and not freezing up when you're up close like that. You know, basic shit. And then more people might start coming back. Don't just try and flash a fucking few new boxes in people's faces and that's going to do the trick. It's not good enough. Might work with fucking simple-minded idiots, but it doesn't work for fucking people like me. Alright, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.